Hey, it's Tony Gamble, April 2nd, 2012, and I'm sitting here in my bathroom again. I do these videos in my bathroom, normally with music and stuff, but today I just wanted to give a shout out to some friends, Michelle Waterman, Neil Waterman. I've known Neil Waterman for over 20 years. I mean, gosh, since I was a kid. We weren't really friends, we were in rival bands, you know. I guess Neil was in a band called Targa. This is in England. But they sucked. They sucked so bad. And I was in a band called Little Dolls, and we blew them away, you know. And then Neil was in a band with the singer from Little Dolls after I moved to Los Angeles. And then they fired his ass and hired me to play guitar. I'm just playing, man. I love you, man. Thanks for taking my call last night, man. You're awesome. But I have to say that I haven't posted about my illness that I have. And, you know, I'm not one to ask, you know, I don't care, you know, I'm not into the charity or asking for help by any means. I've always done things on my own, and in this case, I have a rare blood disease called prothrombin factor 2, and that is basically, in the layman's terms, causes blood clotting, and it's slightly different than a lot of people that just get blood clots. In my case, it's extremely rare. There's only 26 reported medical cases of it. And how I got it, well, I don't know how I got it. It's hereditary, you know. But I noticed months ago, when I first moved here to Houston, that I'd gotten a cramp in my leg. And I thought that's all it was a cramp. And thought, walk it off. You know, I'm a guy, I just walk it off, man, it's all good. And it didn't get any better. And then finally, after about a month, it got better. And but the swelling didn't go away. And my leg is still swollen right now. But the swelling didn't go away. And so, after about 5 months, I asked my little sister, who is very well versed in the medical field, what the deal is, and she said that I need to go to the hospital immediately, because it could be blood clots or diabetes too. And so I was like, man, I've been 5 months, man. If it was blood clots, I'd already be dead, you know. And so, naively, not knowing anything, well, I went to a place called Emerus in Tomball, Texas, off of 249. Emerus, I'm going to say this, I saw a doctor there. They said, they brought me in, and the doctor looked at me and said, well, basically, your sister doesn't know what she's talking about. You know, it could be anything. I mean, the discolorment and the swelling and whatever. Yeah, it could be clots, but I don't think it is. It's, you know, something not to worry about, and I don't think there's any, you know, risk of losing your life or whatever, you know. So they gave me the paperwork, discharged me, and saying that there's, you know, nothing to worry about. So I went home. I ended up talking to my buddy Doug on the phone for a while, and then I texted my little sister, and my friend Melissa from the Rockin' Edge, Rockin' Couture, she made this killer necklace for me. It's a silver bullet with my name on it, so I thought I'd wear that for her. She said, well, you know, if it's blood clots, you need to go to the hospital right away, another hospital. My little sister said the same thing. You've got to go. This is within the space of about 5 minutes. So I thought, well, you know, I thought I was, you know, I'm a guy, dude. The doctor told me I was fine, so, but anyway, so I went to St. Luke's Hospital here in Houston, and they brought me and did ultrasound on my leg and whatever. And I had, I think, over 40 embolisms in my leg. And the doctor said, well, you know what? I can't even believe you walked in here. I mean, I'm basically a walking miracle. I should have dropped dead a long time ago. There's so many people that get like one blood clot, they sit down, they stand up, and then they drop dead. And I've had them for months. I was like, well, I didn't think too much of it. But apparently it was that bad, so they kept me in the hospital for 6 days. I went into surgery, and they installed a filter in my heart. It's like an umbrella. They stick it up. They go through your groin, which isn't pleasant, up into your heart, and then it expands so that if your blood clot breaks, the filter catches it. And so then they also did surgery on my leg, to try to remove the blood clots. But they only got about 70% of the blood clots. So I still have them, but I'm on blood thinners. So, and I know this video is getting long, but the bottom line is, I was in the hospital. They are surprised I'm still alive, and I appreciate the fact that they, took me in with no medical insurance, and so I have some people that are, Michelle Waterman and Neil Waterman, that are putting this whole thing together to try to raise money for my medical bills, and I appreciate that. Koaloha, ESP Guitars, Seymour Duncan Pickups, all my sponsors, I love them to death. I don't know if they're going to get on board with any of it. Alright, it's cool if they do, it's cool if they don't. I appreciate anything. I just want to say that people that go to places like, for instance, for me, I went to Emerus off of the 249, and they misdiagnosed me. I mean, if I hadn't listened to my little sister, who's in the medical field and a doctor, I could have dropped dead. How many times does this happen with places that send you away? So I'm going to say to Emerus, how many people have you sent away and they could have dropped dead? Not about me. If it happens to me, all right, fair enough, man. But that's absolutely, seriously irresponsible as a company and as a doctor. You know what? Just because you're a doctor doesn't make you any better than anyone else. You should have compassion for people and treat people if you feel that there's something wrong with them. And obviously, that St. Luke's Hospital in Tomball, or I don't know if it's in Tomball, Texas, but St. Luke's took me in immediately, and they're a well-respected hospital. Whereas Emerus, sent me out, I could have died the next day. All right, so having said all that, I'm going to wrap this up. I know it's been a long thing. I have a new record out called Echoes in the Silence. Tony Gamble, Echoes in the Silence. And, if you dig it, check it out. It's on iTunes and Amazon and all that stuff. Check it out. And I need some help with my medical bills, and I appreciate everyone who's already on board. So on that note, I'm going to just say thank you very much. Hope you have a great night. I love all my supporters, and I love my fans too. Don't have that many, I'm sure, anymore, but I love you guys. All right, so take care.